In this video, we will walk through a variety of functions that SQL provides. SQL is a fairly powerful language to interact with data. SQL provides a variety of functions that are built into it that allow us to interact and perform operations on data in different ways. In this video, we will take a look at some of these functions. Let us start by first using the text database. And let us examine the table share. We can see in the share table that we have 6 different columns and 10 rows. We are going to be performing a variety of different operations on columns in this table. Let us first start with the distinct operation. The distinct operation allows us to get distinct values that might be present in a column. Specifically, the distinct keyword allows us to remove duplicate values that might be present in a column as the result of a query. For instance, take a look at the column SHRPE. This column has different values of share price to earnings ratio. Some of these values are duplicated. The distinct clause, when used on SHRPE, like this, select distinct SHRPE from share, gives us values of SHRPE, but you will notice there are no duplicate values in here. Basically, it eliminates the duplicate values. It allows us to look at the distinct values that might be present in a column. Another clause that SQL provides us, specifically another function that SQL provides us, is the count function. The count function allows us to calculate the number of rows. The count function counts the number of rows returned by certain parts of the query. For instance, select count. Let's, in this case, count a specific column, SHR code from share. What this query is going to do is it's going to count the number of times SHR code is present in the share table. And so we see that there are 10 different counts of SHR code. That means there are 10 values of SHR code. Instead of just counting SHR code, one can also count star. Star means count the number of records. And this query also returns the same number. Basically, we are counting the number of records that are present in the table. So count SHR code and count star are really returning the number of records that are present in the table. One can really count any specific column that one wants to. So we can count SHR code, we can count S star, we can count SHR firm, price. They're all going to return 10, which is the number of rows that are present in there. Now, one can combine values of distinct and count. Now, when we ran the query, select distinct SHRPE, we see that we got some results here, and there were 8 rows returned. We can actually get that count of 8 by typing or by executing the following query: select count distinct values of SHRPE from the table share. And we see that we have this number 8. This is quite different from counting SHRPE by itself. There are 10 records in SHRPE, 8 of which are distinct. And so we will see 2 different values, 8 and 10, where 8 is the count of distinct values of SHRPE, and 10 is the count of the number of records that are present in the SHRPE column. Another function that SQL provides is the function sum. The sum function allows us to total up values that might be present in a column. For instance, select SHRQTY. SHRQTY gives us share quantity. We can total up values of SHRQTY by specifying select sum of SHRQTY. This totals up values in the column, giving us a total value of total number of shares, in this case 172,2785. This allows us to calculate the total that might be present in a specific column. Now, the sum function can be used to calculate other things too. Basic mathematical operations can also be performed in the select clause. By mathematical operations, I am referring to operations like addition, multiplication, division, subtraction. These operations are also available to us in the select clause. And so, if I were, for instance, interested in the value of my portfolio, I might be interested in two specific columns, specifically SHRQTY and SHR price from the table share. If we take price and multiply it by quantity, we get the value of a stock. And so I can use that same logic and select the sum of SHRQTY multiplied by SHR price from the table share gives me the total value of my portfolio. The next function that SQL provides us, that's a basic function, is the average function. The average function, like the sum function, calculates the average of values in a column. It returns a singular value, and it is the average of values in that column. For instance, select average SHR price from share gives you the average value of share price, which is 33.7. The min function gives you the minimum of values in the column. So select min SHR price gives you the minimum value of the minimum amongst values in a column. In this case, the minimum value of share price is 0.7, and the partner function to that is the max function. Which gives you the maximum, the largest value that might be present in a column. In this case, 55.25. And so we see in this walkthrough that SQL provides a variety of different simple mathematical functions that allow us to perform operations on columns. Now, obviously, these are not the only kinds of functions that SQL provides. SQL and MySQL provide a variety of other functions, some of which we will take a look at. This concludes this video on the walkthrough of SQL functions. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you very much.